Hey viewers, if you're trying to learn to be better at picking up women, better at flirting with women, better at attracting women and bringing women into your lives, then you've probably realized that it can be pretty hard work, can't it? You go out day after day or night after night and you have the best of intentions, you've read some really great stuff or you've listened to some really interesting videos, and you go out and you try really hard to put it into practice, but it's hard. You've got to deal with rejection, and sometimes you get a little bit of success, but they're not as much success as you'd ideally like. And it winds you out. It drains you of your energy, right? And it can sometimes be soul-destroying along the way. You just face one too many rejections. Now, if you've read the title of this video, you know that what I want to talk to you today is the missing ingredient for so many guys, which is having fun. Now, I'm sure that I'm not the first person who's going to talk to you about the importance of having fun when you're out there trying to attract women. But sometimes we need to be reminded. And more than that, sometimes we need to be told in a way and explained why and all the add-on benefits until something clicks in our heads and we say, aha, now's when it's going to change. So, given that I know that having fun is one of the missing ingredients for a lot of guys, today I'm going to talk about not just the massive impact that having fun has had in my life, because in my life when I was going out trying to attract women, I hit a moment where I witnessed this meteoric rise in my success. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that story and what happened there. But also how you can go about trying to bring some more fun into your interactions, but into your whole nights. How you can create a fun team of guys to go out with. So that you're having fun, so that your focus is on that rather than picking up women. Want to find out more about this? Looking for a little bit of a pick-me-up? Keep watching to find out. So I remember back in 2004, it would have been. This is when I first discovered an online pickup artist community. Now, I kind of do this. I shouldn't do that because it's not actually a quotation. It was a pickup artist community, but I do that because I cringe a little bit internally because I don't really love pickup artistry anymore. I don't really like that whole idea. But I discovered that was my first discovery. The old POA forums, MPOA, or whatever it was called online. And then in 2005, late 2005, I picked up the book and read The Game. And that really just filled me with all this inspiration to go out and just start hitting on woman after woman after woman, going out to bars and clubs because I was a night game guy. Every week, multiple times a week, trying to pick up women, and it was draining. I mean, every night I was like, I'd be in the train on the way in and I'd be like, all right, Damien, all right, tonight you're going to kill it. Tonight you're going to do it. You know, and I was kind of trying to talk myself up and saying mantras to myself and trying to get myself G'd up, ready for experiencing a whole bunch of rejection because I was trying to get those few successes. And I'd get little nibbles of success, like things, I was really working hard, I was getting little bits of success, but I was feeling very stressed. Like a lot of times I'd be supposed to go out with friends to go and hit on girls, and I didn't want to go out. Like I really had to push myself to go out, and that was really hard. And then around about, what would it have been? Around about 2006, I started to find a really interesting group of friends that I started going out with regularly. And these guys had a really different mindset, a really different approach to going and talking to girls. So their approach was this. They would go out and their primary objective, beyond all else, forget women, forget anything, was to have fun. If they weren't having fun, they wouldn't bother hitting on girls. That was actually kind of the mindset they had, right? It's got to be fun. If it's not fun, what's the point? And that was such a massive point for me. So what would this look like and why was it massive? Well, we would go out and the first thing the guys would be doing would be fooling about. And so what we do is we might do some dares. We might do some silly, sort of childish things. And what would that look like? Because what we wanted to do was we want to make each other laugh. All right, that was the whole point, was to be genuinely having fun, like not pretending to have fun, like genuinely enjoying ourselves. So we would, I don't know, did you guys ever do that thing where you'd like one person would put their arms behind their back and then another person would like put their arms through these holes here so that they're like this, they've got someone's arms behind them and then they're talking and the other person's doing like facial expressions for them, that kind of thing. I don't know if guys have ever done it. It's like something you do in primary school. But so what we might do is we might walk up to some girls and we were like, hey guys, how are you? I'm Damien. What's your name? right? You go and shake everyone's hand with this guy's hiding behind you, like pretending to be your arms. And like, it's like stupid and goofy, but the point was not that that was a great way to pick up women. I mean, funnily enough, we did pick up women and get girls' numbers this way, but it wasn't the point. Because plenty of times women would look at us like we were idiots, right? And they'd just like roll their eyes and walk away. That would happen too. It wasn't, the goal was for us to laugh, because we would giggle about it like little school kids afterwards, right? We came up with these whole things like, hi, who do I have to screw to get a drink around here? And all kinds of weird like things that we'd have like sorted out. And yeah, I mean, we would laugh about it. And another thing we'd do, we'd get like a bunch of straws. We'd connect the straws together to create a super straw, and then we'd like go up behind a girl, like, two girls having a chat. One of them's got the back to us, and we kind of got behind her with this mega straw and slowly put it over her shoulder like we're going to steal some of her drink. Or we would, go into an interaction, and what we had to do is we had to put on, like, we had to speak with a heavy accent, but we had to change the accent every 3 minutes. So we'd set a timer on a phone. Every time we felt our phone vibrate, we'd have to change our accent. So, you go in there with a harsh American accent, and then you'd have to change it to, like, I don't know, an Indian accent, and then a German accent, and then a French accent. Or we'd go into an interaction, and I'd say, hey, I'm Damien, and this is my friend. I'd be with a mate. This is my friend, Michael. Don't worry about Michael. He's got a really harsh stutter, but he's got really interesting things to say, so just let him get through it all. And so for the rest of the interaction, like, Michael would have to talk with a really bad stutter for the whole interaction. And this kind of stuff. And it would make us laugh. It wasn't designed to pick up women. It was designed to make us laugh and have fun. And here's the really amazing thing was that every night we'd go out, regardless if we had success with women, regardless of that, it was fun. So I never had to push myself to go out. I never had to find motivation to want to go out. And during this period, I was going out like 3 or 4 nights a week, going out to talk to girls. I never had to find the motivation, because no matter what, it was going to be a good night out. Like, it wasn't dependent on some sort of arbitrary success or the way that women might respond to me. I wanted to be there. And then what's more was because I was in a group of men who were like a hub of positive energy, right? Women wanted to be around us. That was the next effect. Women were like paying attention. What's going on with these guys? They're laughing, they're giggling, they're having fun, they're doing silly stuff. And that rubbed off. And I'm not meaning to say that the whole night we'd do goofy shit. And that's not really what I mean, because we wouldn't. It was kind of, we'd start a night that way to make sure we were all in a fun, great mood. And then we'd sort of do more approaches. But even then, the whole night, there was a bit of goofiness going on. There was a bit of playfulness, a bit of tomfoolery, boy stuff. And it really kept us in high spirits. And that meant that even, if I just approached a girl and I wasn't doing a dare or anything goofy, I'd be in a playful frame of mind. I had a great vibe. I had a great energy, because I was bringing the energy to the interaction. I was bringing that vibe to it. And who doesn't want to be around that? And that's a really, really big one, because it is easy when you get into pickup. It's so easy to see it as a logical pursuit. I've got to say these things and do these things and have these kinds of conversations, and then women are magically going to want to hang out with me. But it's really not. I mean, attraction, flirting, all this stuff is really much more an emotional thing. It's a vibe, it's an energy. And if a guy doesn't have a vibe and an energy that you like, even if he says the right things, she's not going to be interested. And so, yeah, there were guys in our group who weren't particularly good looking, but women wanted to get to know them because they were just part of the fun group. And so, yeah, I mean, and I'll also say at no other time in my pickup career have I had so many women approach me, because they wanted to know. I mean, we were just a hub. Any woman who wanted to be social, we were the guys they'd go to. And this worked in regular bars and clubs. It also worked in strip clubs. It worked in charm. It was really, really effective. Now, to be sure, don't get me wrong, we all still needed to work on certain skills, right? We still needed to know how to build rapport. We still need to learn how to sexually escalate. We still needed to learn a lot of the typical sort of picking up women skill set, right? The social skills, we had to learn them. But the key was that once we were in a fun mood, all of those skills became easier to get right. So if you think about sexual escalation, in which context do you think it's been easier to successfully sexually escalate with a woman? After you've had a mediocre kind of little bit boring conversation, low energy, then you try to sexually escalate, or after it's been fun, lots of banter, lots of playfulness, a good vibe, a good energy, and then you sexually escalate. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? Which women do you think are going to be more receptive to building rapport with you? The ones who have already laughed with you and had a good time, or the ones who you've just gone up and had a relatively boring small talk conversation with for 5 minutes, right? Who's going to be more receptive to that? So that's the other thing, is it's much easier to master rapport or sexual escalation if you've got women primed by having the right vibe, by having the fun stuff going on. They're primed to respond well to the things you work on. So automatically, you're going to get better results. And so, yeah, I mean, after this point in time, after this, discovering this group and going out with them and just focusing on having fun first, my results skyrocketed. They went through the roof. I mean, it went from, I'd go out and I'd go out 3-4 nights a week, and I'd get 2 numbers a week, maybe from 3 or 4 nights out, pretty mediocre results, to every night I'd be getting 3 or 4 numbers. Easy. And I'd be, getting some one-night stands, and of those numbers I get, maybe half of them would turn into like sex on a first or second date. It was just this radical change in results by focusing on the fun first. And so what do I think for you guys? For you guys watching, you first of all, find some people to head out with. You can do solo pickup. You can go out alone and try to meet women. But it's never going to be fun in the same way that going out with a bunch of really cool friends are. And I don't care what city that you're in, there are communities that you can join where there are guys of a similar mindset when I go out and want to meet girls. And all you got to do is start telling them, how can we set up a night so that the first things we do are dares, silly stuff, like copy some of the things we did, talk with accents, go in, you got to use a stutter. Maybe have a competition. You and your mate are going to approach 2 girls together, and you're not allowed to say the word "and." The first person to say the word "and" has to start clucking like a chicken and leave the interaction. Just silly, goofy, random stuff like this makes for really fun stories. It makes for camaraderie between the guys and gets you in a really, really great state, and also teaches you to stop taking yourself so seriously. So if you can find a group of guys who are willing to do this kind of silly, fun stuff before you really, in earnest, try to approach women. In fact, if you just make the whole night about fun first, that's the thing. If you can find a group of guys who are going to do that, your results are going to go through the roof. And it's not going to be a struggle anymore. It's not going to be hard. It's going to be truly fun every step of the way. Every step of approaching women is going to be fun. And that's really how you should want it to be. And that's how it should be. So my advice to all of you watching, go out to have fun. Fun first, picking up women second. If you do that, if you stop trying to do it, picking up women first, having fun second. If you go out and you're sitting on the train on the way in and you say to yourself, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have fun. Tonight's about fun. Tonight's about being goofy. I'm not going to get so focused on trying to pick up or trying to get girls to like me. I just want to have fun and laugh with my friends. If you did that, instead of trying to talk yourself into, I'm an attractive guy, women are going to like me, women are going to respond well. If you have a mindset of, I'm going to have fun, okay, you are going to get more women. So you got to shift that attention away from trying to pick up and into the having fun mindset. As I promise you, it's going to make your life better. It's going to get you more women. It's win-win all around. So guys, let me know what you think of this. I want to remind you also, if you've liked this video, I've got a School of Attraction Online, a Sincere Seduction online course, which I highly recommend you go and check out. I'll put up a link for it up here or down below. Basically, it's a 20-hour program. I'm going to talk you through not just these mindsets that I'm talking to you about here, about how to have fun, but I'm going to be talking through with you very specifically how to build rapport, how to tease, how to sexually escalate, how to approach, how to overcome approach anxiety. I'm going to be talking through a lot of inner game stuff with you, talking through a lot of the inner dialogue that a lot of men have to go through before they can, get better at attracting women. I'm going to be talking about lining up dates, casual sex relationships, and long-term relationships, sexual performance, and everything else you can think of. It's a really complete program. And if you've watched a number of my videos and you're really liking them, I highly recommend you go and check that out right now. In fact, I'm running a special at the moment. It's only going to be valid for the next week. So if you want to take advantage of that, go ahead and click now and check it out. As always, of course, if you've liked the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and of course, click the little bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. I hope you've enjoyed today. I'm Damien. Have a fantastic week.